but I encourage you to go and just look up on an internet site the various names for God in Scripture. It's quite interesting. You will notice that all of his names are designed to reveal something about his character. He's an infinite God, and he has many attributes, and his names try to inform us about him. But there are some that come up repeatedly in Scripture, and I want you to be aware of some of the ways God is addressed or identified in Scripture, and they're always used over and over again to separate him from all the false gods. And the number one that comes up the most important is he's the creator. Over and over again, he is the creator. All the false gods cannot create. That's a separate. It's a demarcation. But that's not the only one that comes up. That's the only attribute. God is also identified as eternal, having life, original, unborrowed, and all false gods have a starting point. Even Lucifer himself is a created being. If he tries to present himself as a god, he has a beginning. God has no beginning. He's eternal. He's an eternal being. God is creator. God's eternal. God is forgiving. It says in Isaiah, he freely pardons, forgiving. He's a forgiving God. All false gods require payment, appeasement, works of some kind, an offering to be brought in order to merit or earn the grace of the God. God is truth. All the other gods lie. But God is infinite truth, and he's always the source of truth. God is love. All the other gods are selfish in some way, power-mongering, ruling over. And you'll see this, and you'll see it happening in the world today. The systems of the world, which are Satan's kingdoms, always seek an elite few. Satan sought to rise over and take the throne to rule over the heavens. Jesus did not think equality with God was something to be grasped, but humbled himself all the way to the form of a servant to the cross in order to uplift the masses. Satan's kingdom always have a few elites that rule over and exploit the masses. God's kingdom have those with the greatest abilities, powers, and resources sacrificing themselves to build up the masses. It's completely opposite. And what you see happening in the world today, if you have any discernment skills whatever, you see the movement of Satan at work. It is a movement of elites propagandizing to damage people's minds so they gain more power to control you, rather than working to uplift you. But of course they do it like all evil methodologies do, by claiming they're here to help you. They're doing it for your good, to help you because they care, while they can continue to injure. Oh, I wish I had time. We have 2 minutes. I could go off on some things happening in society right now to show you that the cause of the problem is by those the cause of the problem we see in our society right now is being done by those that are claiming they're here with a solution, and the solution will actually infantilize you more, diminish your autonomy more, make you more dependent on the authorities more, take more of your liberties from you, but you're willing to do it because you're afraid that if you don't, something bad is going to happen to you, whether it's financial or physical or health-wise or something. But they're a problem they want to save you from, whether it be, guns, gun violence. Their policies, the ones who want to take the guns out of society, for example, their very policies are the one that are causing the gun violence. And is purposely causing the violence in order to incite your fear so that they can take your guns. And the reason the founders in our nation gave us the guns in the documents was so that you as a citizenry can protect yourself from the government. Amen. That was its purpose. So just watch the dynamics at work here. It's contrary to, not that guns are part of God's kingdom. I'm just showing the methods at work. You were given inalienable rights by God. And the laws of our Constitution were designed to restrain the powers from taking your rights, from encroaching upon them, not to give you rights. The government does not give you rights. You've got those from God. But the powers that be are designed to restrain the church, the Dark Ages from taking your rights, the government from taking your rights, and the aristocracy from taking your rights, the elites. That's where the power is supposed to be at the people. And what's happened in society, if you have any discernment skill at all, is that your rights are being infringed upon all over the place for the purpose of derailing your mind and undermining your capacity for autonomy, self-governance, and discernment. And the elites, the aristocracy is not dukes and earls today. The aristocracy are the big corporations. They're the ones who are controlling and directing. And they don't want the people to have power. Why don't they want the people to have power? Because we'd break them up like we did AT&T back in the 70s. That's why. And so what do? Because they don't want the massive people are not wealthy elites. So what do? They incite racial divisions and incite racism to fracture the population so that they can prevent the population from uniting on the question of class and wealth.
Amen. Amen. That's right.
This is what's happening. It's very corrupt. But it's exact, and they're doing this so they can break down national boundaries, because these big corporations don't want just to sell their stuff in one country. They can't get more power that way, and they can't get more money that way. They want global access without any tariffs and any boundaries, so that they can have all their products being sold worldwide. That's why they can make the maximum amount of profits. That's why they want to break down national boundaries, and they want to prevent the people of the United States from uniting and reclaiming the power that was supposed to be ours from the Constitution.
Amen.
We won't win this, I'm going to tell you, in a worldly way. We won't win this in politics. I'm not saying this to be political. I'm saying this to educate and give you discernment so you can see the movements afoot and see the powers of human economics, the powers of lies, the powers of accusation, the 6 powers of Satan at work in the world, so that you can come out and be apart from that and be part of God's people and begin practicing his methods and stop fighting in the political systems that are not going to get better.